On the 24th of March 1999, NATO's military campaign against Yugoslavia began. It was called a humanitarian intervention to stop repressive activities of the government of Slobodan Milosevic. Yugoslavia called it an illegal act of aggression against a sovereign country that was in violation of international law because it did not have UN Security Council support.
We must act now.
A call to take out Slobodan Milosevic.
This is not a battle for territory. This is a battle for humanity.
The Operation Allied Force lasted for 11 weeks. NATO launched 2,300 missiles at 990 targets. 14,000 bombs were dropped. More than 300 schools, factories, hospitals, bridges, industrial plants and military installations were destroyed. Over 2,000 civilians, including 88 children, were killed and 8,000 people wounded. Almost the entire territory of the former Yugoslavia was bombed. The trigger for the NATO bombings was a massacre in Račak. According to Albanian separatists, 45 Kosovar Albanians were killed there in January 1999. That led to a NATO decision to end the ethnic and religious conflict that had lasted for decades. The balance of forces was clearly not in favor of the Serbs back then. On the one hand, a powerful NATO group consisting of hundreds of aircraft and the latest weaponry. On the other, a few dozen planes and all Soviet-era defenses.
Military action.
It has attacked a sovereign state.
Waves of planes are taking off.
NATO cruise missiles land in Serbia.
It's impossible to understand the origins of the Balkan conflict without knowing the history of this region. Once economically strong, the country looked united, but in fact it was a quietly boiling cauldron full of mutual claims, resentment, unresolved ethnic and religious conflicts. Orthodox Serbs, Catholic Croats, Muslim Bosnians and Albanians, Montenegrins, Macedonians, Slovenians, Jews, Roma, Germans, Hungarians, Romanians all lived on the territory of the once united Yugoslavia. When the country collapsed in 1992, the Serbs were dragged into inter-ethnic territorial wars provoked by those who dreamed of destroying a strong Yugoslav state in the south of Europe. The territorial conflict between Croatia and the Serbian Krajina, as well as the civil war in Bosnia and Herzegovina, where the Muslim armed forces were opposed by the Serbian Volunteer Guard, lasted from 1991 to 1995. The Western media never reported about crimes against the Serbs. They only portrayed their opponents as victims, closing their eyes on atrocities committed by Croats and Bosnians who burned Serbian villages and killed civilians. As a result of the NATO bombing campaign, Serbian forces withdrew from Kosovo. In 1999 and 2000, ethnic cleansing committed by the Albanians began. They destroyed Serbian villages and Orthodox churches, while UN peacekeepers didn't prevent them from doing so. More than 200,000 ethnic Serbs were forced to flee their homes in Kosovo. Today, the largest US military base in Europe is located there. In 2008, Kosovo declared its independence from Serbia. As every nation of the former Yugoslavia now lives as a separate country, there is hope. After all that, the cannons in the Balkans have been silenced forever. Yulia Shapovalova, RT.